I just bought a pair of red-tailed dampoyer guppies and I will be showing you what things you should do after buying new fish to make sure that it survives in your tank. Number 1. Make sure that your tank is set up for at least a month. Fish tanks gain stability with time and the chances of survival of your new fish increases greatly. Number 2. Turn off the lights of your tank. It will help reduce the stress of your newly bought fish by a huge margin. Number 3. Put the plastic bag in your tank for some time before releasing the fish to make the water temperatures the same between the water of your tank and the water of the plastic bag. This will help reduce the shock and your newly bought fish will be less stressed. Number 4. Release the fish only when you see them trying to get out of the plastic bag by themselves. When you see them trying to get out of the plastic bag, it is a sign that the temperature acclimation is successful and they have become familiar with the new temperature. Number 5. Do not pour the water of the plastic bag into your tank. Instead, just catch the fish and release them. You don't know whether the seller's fish tank was parasite free or not. So do not let any parasite get into your tank along with the water of the seller's tank that you get with your fish. Number 6. Do not feed your newly bought fish within the first 12 hours of adding them to your fish tank. As they have moved to a completely new environment, at first they will need some time to get familiar with the surroundings. So if you feed them just after adding them to your tank, they simply won't eat and the leftover food will contaminate your tank water. Number 7. Look for any signs of wiggling while trying to swim in any of your newly bought fishes. If you notice it, immediately separate the affected fish from others because wiggling is an indication of the presence of parasite in your fish. And it seems like one of my fishes are parasite affected and I will need to treat it. I will make a fully separate video on how to treat parasite where I will be showing you how I treat this exact fish in details along with updates. So stay subscribed if you don't want to miss that. For now, I am going to cut the long story short and give you guys some basic idea. First of all, pick an observation tank and place your affected fish in there. Don't forget to add some hiding places by adding some rocks or something else for the fish to hide. Then add some aquarium salt after dissolving them in some water. And do 30% water change every 3 days to make sure that the water quality remains good. Also don't forget to add aeration to the observation tank. And do not feed your fish for the next week so that all the parasites die off due to lack of food. Not feeding your fish for a week may sound brutal, but it is quite tolerable by your fish. Now after 1 week, if you don't see any signs of wiggling and the fins of your fish are wide open, then start to feed your fish 3 times a day for 1 week as it is obvious that it has lost a lot of weight due to fasting for a week. After that, if your fish seems healthy, put it back to the breeding tank and you are good to go. I learned this technique from Albert's Guppy Adventure and I follow this method because it seemed effective to me. But keep in mind that this method might not always work depending on the condition and severity of disease in your fish. After that, on number 8, I will suggest having a filter in your tank. I personally use a homemade sponge filter which also has some biomedia in it to help in biological filtration. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see the making video of that filter. Lastly, on number 9, I will suggest having some live plants in your tank. Live plants help a lot for keeping the water good for your fish by sucking the nitrates, nitrites and all other nutrient stuff from your tank water. You don't need to have aqua soil in your tank for growing plants. You can just throw some hornworts, java moss, floaters, or even plant some Vallisneria in the gravel as they can grow fine in gravel only tanks too. So that's all for this video. Subscribe if the video was helpful and I will catch you in the next one.